Well, hello again, friends. Today we're on the Olympic Discovery Trail just out of Discovery Bay. We've taken a transit bus or two to get here from Port Angeles through Sequim on Clallam and Jefferson transits. And now we're on the exclusive section of the Olympic Discovery Trail that is right parallel to Highway 101 in Discovery Bay. We're on flat ground. We're going about 13.6, 14 miles an hour. Must be downhill just a tad for me to be doing that. We had rain all the way down on the bus today, as there was just one little cloud of rain. Pretty big section, actually. It was probably about 15 by 3 miles on the radar. Anyway, we finally have passed out of that, and we have wide open blue skies and sunshine pretty much. This is right parallel to Highway 101, where you leave Discovery Bay, and if you're driving, and it opens back up to 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. It's 45 through Discovery Bay. As I discovered when I moved to Port Angeles 25 years ago. Got stopped and got ticketed there. I believe now the road that we've come onto is Old Gardner Road. It's so dry down here as compared to other places on the peninsula. How interesting. There's some pioneer grave sites there on the left. Probably a dozen or more headstones. So we'll go along here for a little while, and then we'll be back out on the highway again for about a mile and a half, I believe. Should take us no more than 10 minutes to get through that section. And that'll be our last time on the highway itself, I think. There's dedicated sections of trail ahead, and we also share the road, as in this particular section here. Hardly any traffic down here though. Robins all over the place. Salal brush. Various small trees, madrone. Discovery Bay on the right there. Just have a long inlet out of the Strait of Juan de Fuca. Back in 1792, Captain George Vancouver, when he was going to explore Puget Sound, that's where he docked or anchored his ship, in this bay here. And so it is named after his ship, the Discovery. Very protected anchorage for being away from the ship for a long period of time. Comfortable old road to be riding on, but we can hear the traffic noise to our left for Highway 101, and it gets a lot of traffic. I was in a bit of a hurry this morning to get away, to get out of the bus on time. And what was the thing I forgot today? Well, I brought the camera and I bought the batteries and water, my pack, my bike pack. I forgot though my mirror that fits on my glasses, so I can't see behind me unless I turn my head and look at my blind spot. I can see back that way. Fair enough. Orcas Drive comes off of Highway 101. And the timeshare condos on the right there. And an Olympic Discovery Trail sign along with the speed limit sign, which is comforting to know that we're on the right path. We're going at about 8.6 miles an hour, a slight uphill grade here. Cedar trees, fir. An alder tree there, all flowered out. All sorts of pollen in the air. Kind of just comforting to the sinuses, even if you don't have a real bad allergy case. Back up to about 11 miles an hour now. I had to put new fenders on my bike because one of the old ones broke. It was made out of fiberglass, and the bike rack on the bus through the years at this point down here broke that. Probably been that way for quite a while. I just didn't notice it, but I got a real loud banging noise when I was going downhill. I couldn't figure out what it was, so I finally shook that fender when I had it on the bike rack and figured out it had a pretty large crack through it. So I went down, ordered the bike fenders at the bike shop. I came in Friday of last week, which is, it's now a Wednesday today, and I thought, oh, it'll only take me 20 minutes to put those on. I think it took me probably 8 hours of work to do it, so I couldn't use the fender stays that came with the rack, or the fenders. I had to sort of cannibalize my old ones and make it work for various reasons. I've only got one connection on the front here that the fenders can connect to, and on the back I need a little bit more length on the stays, so I ended up going with the old ones that were actually bent around for my disc brakes, and I got it to work eventually. It took a while. Okay, now we're going to go uphill rather rapidly here. Let's get down to the bottom ring. And this is private driveway, no bicycles. Well, I'm not going to go down there. Okay, so it's a rather abrupt little path up to the highway here. Gotta get connected again. Oh, my feet came unhooked from the pedal. Okay, almost there. Yeah, this is steep. I can only go 3.5 up this thing. Now we're on Highway 101. Probably not going to hear much of me, so I'm going to hold it down here for about the next 10 minutes while we go about 1.5 miles along with all the traffic. Okay, up into my high gears now. Third ring. 6th gear. 11.3. 12.2. And cresting a hill here. We'll be going faster in a moment. $15.4. That'll take less than 10 minutes. Get us on to Old Gardner Road. This shoulder is about 6 feet wide, so long way to the white line from the guardrail. $16.2 is our speed. Pretty good headwind, lots of traffic noise. Gonna shift down a bit. Speed down to 11.6. We're going uphill again. I have a bicycle coming up here on the opposite direction ahead. Giving him a wave. Okay, slow vehicle turnout ahead, and that is also the crest of the hill we were just climbing, for a moment anyway. Okay, we will be going downhill now for a short period of time. Then we'll dive off to the right on Old Gardner Road, just ahead. Less than a minute away. Stand up for a moment, relieve the tush. There we go. All right, Old Gardner Road. Making some adjustments to the camera so I can get a little bit more level and straight. I don't know how much you're going to hear of me today because the wind noise seems to be pretty strong. Here's a pretty big bridge across the side creek. It's less than 20 years old. That always makes a great place to stop on your way back from wherever, just for a mini break to get out and stretch your legs if you're driving by car. Truck from the Jefferson County PUD there. slight uphill grade. We're going about 9 miles an hour. Just trying to back off a little bit on the level of effort so that I have plenty in the tank for the rest of the day. I have a tendency to start out hikes and bike trips too fast. Some rhododendrons there on the right. A lot of them occurring naturally along here. Looks like Nootka rose there. Kind of a purplish magenta colored flower. Quick stand up. That's a crest of a hill too. Now, old Gardner Road was the old highway. There's quite a few sections of that we're going to be following before we get to Sequim. I'm adjusting my camera here again. Seems to want to drift to the left. I've been on this section here quite a few times, going both ways. One of the main reasons I started today's ride at Discovery Bay was that I wanted to avoid the Highway 20 section of the ODT right now that has no bypass. I think it's 6 miles, maybe 9 miles, can't remember which, from Four Corners Road and Highway 20 down to Discovery Bay. It's on the highway. There's no shoulder, maybe a foot, if that, probably more like 6 inches of room, and you can't make any more than maybe 3 miles an hour to 5 miles an hour going uphill. It's so steep, so it's extremely dangerous to ride a bike there. You can bypass it, but it's a 20-mile bypass. If you're going from Port Townsend, you can get onto Highway 19 and then go to Center Road, come out on the highway, on Highway 104 at Center Road, and head back west on 104, then you can take 101 back to Discovery Bay. But it is a substantial bypass, adding many miles. So we just started at Discovery Bay, where it's safer. We have done that section before. Now we're going slightly downhill again. We're seeing more houses and little small farms in this area. I'm going 13.3 miles an hour. And the fire department should be up ahead. We'll give you a view of that because it's quite a building for a rural fire department. Grade increasing. I gotta shift down just a tad. The fire department building I was telling you about is right on the left, up there. Not so sure that's in use anymore. No fire department markings, and it looks like the property is for sale. Interesting. Got to wave at the person coming out of their driveway there. And we're going to go up a pretty steep hill here ahead, and that'll take us back up onto the highway for just a second. We're getting closer to the Clallam-Jefferson County line. Intersection with Gardner Beach Road. And I gotta shift down some more. I like the second ring, third cog. And a gradual uphill slope, but it's steep enough to make me work for it. We at least will not have to go up that big hill that is on the highway just to the east of the Colin Jefferson line, because the old highway skirts around that hill at basically the same contour level. The old timers knew how to build roads. They may be curvy, but they have basically the level gradients as much as possible. Well, I'm not expecting the battery to last very much longer. We'll have to make a switch. I can hear the water bottles in my pack down below by the rear wheel in the pannier sloshing away. And we are about topping out here on this grade, thankfully. Okay, just a little bit on the highway here, maybe 50 yards. And then we'll be back on the old highway again. Skirting that pretty big hill right there that leads you down into Collin County. Bicycles, next 1.15 miles, so that must be how far it is to Chicken Coop Road. Just a little bit of drizzle. Old Schoolhouse Road. Gardner Community Center on the left. .8 miles an hour. I've been riding for, oh, that reminds me, I didn't turn a track on today, so that's going to kind of throw a little wrench into my mile tracking. I'll figure it out. I'll just deduct the miles I rode to the bus stop and we'll have our run for the day. Always something to forget when you're out on the bike rides. I don't know why, but just standing up for some relief, standing on the pedals. Right ahead, that's a madrone or an arbutus tree. We're going slightly downhill, that's why I can coast and rest my leg muscles for a few minutes. Still going about 8 miles an hour, but slowing. So I better get back down and pedal. That helped. It's almost water time, but I was trying to wait until the battery ran out, do that all out at once. I just changed the battery, drank a lot of water, and I've got somebody behind me. I can't really tell because all I can do is hear it. I can't see it. Oh, there's a vehicle back there. He's got something flopping on their tire or mud flap or something. Oh, that feels much better. Nice stop. Get some water. I think I was dehydrated when I woke up, so I brought 2 bottles of water today instead of just one. We're just a couple of 100 yards away from the Clown-Jefferson County line as I hear a dog barking on my right here and hope that it's tied up or can't come out onto the road. All right, that's long gone. So we're at an intersection here, the road to Diamond Point is ahead, and this old Gardner Road comes out just before that. But oh, we got a trail section here. Nice. I'm not going on the road anymore. This is new from the last time I was out here, and I have not been out this way for quite a while. At least riding the bike. Diamond Point Road. So it looks like the trail goes on to another newer section here to the right, just past its intersection. This comes from Diamond Point, this road here. And off to the left, it's Chicken Coop Road. And that curves around this Miller Peninsula, they call it. And it comes out near Seven Cedars Casino in Blinn. So let's stop for a moment. You are present in the homelands of the Jamestown S'Klallam people. Our tribe is one of 3 S'Klallam bands that hunted, fished, and gathered on the North Olympic Peninsula between the Pacific Ocean and Hood Canal for more than 10,000 years and still do today. In 1874, the Jamestown S'Klallam people purchased land, established a community of 210 acres of land east of the Dungeness River, known today as Jamestown. Our governmental campus is located about 2 miles west of this kiosk, near the location of one of the original S'Klallam villages. As a sovereign nation, the Jamestown S'Klallam tribe is self-governing and working to preserve traditional culture and enhance the modern identity. You are welcome to explore our many amenities. So there's a self-guided walking tour of hand-carved cedar totem poles at the tribal campus. There's also a Sequim Bay scenic pullout, restrooms, picnic area, and a Sequim Bay overlook. And there's an art gallery, library, the Longhouse Market, deli, and fuel station, and the Seven Cedars Casino and Hotel. So we're on the Olympic Discovery Trail. We started this journey, if we would have started in Port Townsend, well, here I'm not even on the map, but the ODT filled with views of snow-capped peaks, ocean vistas, fast-flowing rivers, and pristine lakes, and everywhere the majestic forests of the Pacific Northwest. This kiosk is in the eastern section of the ODT that transits from Port Townsend to Blinn. Blinn is just west of here. Next, the east central section continues westward from Blinn to Port Angeles. Printed maps are available in the map pockets, and the QR codes will allow you to download the maps to your device. So yeah, you can do that. And thanks to volunteer adopters Sherry and Doug Smith for taking care of this section of the trail. You can see there's a park and ride lot here, and there's 3 cars here. So, and there's a bike rack there. So this would be a good place for there's a Santa can there, so you can stop and have a snack if you wanted to. So I've got both of these, the east section and the east central section maps in my pocket, and those are really excellent maps. Have different segment lengths and all sorts of information on where to ride this Discovery Trail. So we get back going again. And we're now in Clallam County after we cross that road. 93.3 miles an hour. Hope there's no bump on this bridge. That was smooth. Lavender farm for sale. Stop ahead, so we're crossing Knapp Road. Yeah, this is my first trip on this section right here of the trail. Used to have to be out on the highway. All right. Shared roadway, 0.2 miles, watch for trail traffic. Goat farm. Okay, sign saying trail route is to the left. There's this Pierce Road we're on, and now we go into a Discovery Trail section that looks really rustic, to say the least. My goodness. I need down in lower gear for this. Some mud. Wow. Woo. All right, well, I gotta be careful because that mud could be slippery in the worst way. I haven't been on a section of trail like this. It reminds me a little bit of the Lochside Trail over in Victoria. They've got a section that goes through gravel, and there might be one little section similar to this. And I'm thinking this must have been the original railroad right-of-way here. It's just wide enough. I'm going about 11 miles an hour, and it's pretty bumpy. So I gotta be delicate here. Got to be ready to stand up if I see any big bumps. Oh man. Oh. Yeah, better ease off just a tad. Okay, now we're back onto some sort of pavement here. Oh, now we can crank it up. As we're going downhill slightly. Whoa, big hole. Yikes. Ooh. Some sort of a road directly ahead. Oh. All right, so this is what I want to say what the road name is without guessing here. Old Blinn Highway. And it says shared roadway for 0.8 miles. So we have to watch for cars. Downhill 16.5. Wow. I was just looking at the house there on the left. They have quite a collection of almost like trash, piles of it, next to a couple of outbuildings. Dump truck loads full of it. And off to the left there, that mountain up there is Blinn Mountain and all the antennas on that. That's how a lot of the telecommunications infrastructure or signals from Seattle come to the peninsula off of Blinn Mountain, direct line of sight from downtown Seattle and then to the west. I suppose a lot of that TV stuff doesn't matter anymore because most of it's cable, but on the left, Blinn Road. Oh, and the trail goes off here. That's a good thing I was looking. Another new section of the trail. My first visit says 28.2 miles to Port Angeles. I didn't see what the Sequim distance was. It went by too quick. It would be about 8 miles though, probably. It is 20 between Sequim and PA. Tree roots. And we got a walker ahead. Morning. And we got more walkers here. I think we're real close to the Jamestown Slalom campus here. And they hear my bell there and get the little dog. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great.
Good. Enjoy your ride.
Thank you, have a good day. Alright, I'm going to take this a little easy right here, because I really can't see behind me here. I want to make sure there's nobody coming on the road down below here. Alright, now there isn't anyone there. We had a ride, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but we took the Jefferson County Transit bus and got off right here and went back to, did we go back to Port Angeles, I guess? Yeah. So we're taking a longer run today if we do go all the way back. I think the trail is right there. They're just doing some more improvements along here. This looks better along in here all the time. I'm just going to cruise down the road here. There's a little tunnel right there that goes through to the other side of the highway. So if we wanted to, we could go over and get a snack at the Longhouse, but I am not ready for the snack yet. I'm looking forward to I want to get a hamburger in Sequim. So we're going to do that. So this is the Jamestown Slalom Tribal Campus. It's just gorgeous. Look at that. Look at the color of that grass. My goodness. And on the right, Sequim Bay. All right, trail on road next 0.2 miles. I just didn't get back on there. All right, now I'll stand up for a second. All right, back onto the trail route. I think it's about 12 miles from Discovery Bay to this point here in Blinn. Creek crossing and a pretty good bump on each side. Oh, wow. Man, that would have hurt if I wouldn't have stood up there. Okay. Around that big hole. Okay, so I'm going to show you this real quick while I got the chance. The Seven Cedars Casino and the hotel is right there on the left across the highway. So all the way down here to Blinn, only that one little section of about 1.5 miles that is actually on the highway. Another section of the old road and a pretty good incline. Brian Berg is the volunteer adopter of this trail section. Shout out to Brian for cleaning up this section of Olympic Discovery Trail. Cranking pretty good here. Now we'll be going down for a little bit. Right alongside the highway on the left there. This is where it climbs out from the casino going towards Sequim. You can see how much higher it is up on the highway, I think. Now, there's been lots of improvements to this east and east central part of the trail. The main one is that bridge that they've got through Sequim Bay State Park now. That avoids having to drop all the way almost down to the water as you did before and climb back out of it on a very steep trail section. Now you just cruise through it, no problem. I got walkers ahead coming this way. I always slow way down if I see anybody. Morning. Problem is when you're a trail walker is you cannot hear bicycles. I know that they've scared the hell out of me before, bicycles, when I'm a walker, and so I try to use that bell. Slow down, make sure that they hear you. And if they don't hear you, you never know when somebody's going to, all of a sudden turn or walk right into you. It's very possible. This is fairly level. We're still going uphill. We're doing about 10.7 right here. All right, trail on road. Next 0.6 miles. User subject to traffic laws. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Dog bites, human shoots, beware. What you warning, you have earned a, what does that say? You've earned a free ride to a funeral home? Well, I get the point. Not going to be going in there. All right, the mailman or the mail person coming this way. Still going uphill, but it's going to level off here in just a moment. We'll be heading back down. Getting close to Sequim Bay State Park. Yeah, about 8.2 right now. Schoolhouse Point Road. All right. All right, I stopped. Shared roadway, 0.3 miles. Watch for trail traffic. And once we get to the end of that 0.3, we'll be going into Sequim Bay State Park. Looks like a yurt right there. Schindler Road. I probably should shift down, but it's almost at the top. Traffic noise is really loud. Highway just to the left there. Screaming right along. We'll coast here for a moment while it's still relatively level, because when we enter the park, we'll be having to use the brakes to keep the speed down. Camp Ramblewood, Sequim Bay State Park's Environmental Learning Center. Reservations only. All right, right-hand turn, excuse me. Pets on leash. Going about 13 miles an hour now. Sequim Bay State Park. Oh, some roots in the trail. Ah. It's a pretty good incline down in here, lots of curves, so I'm holding the brakes down pretty good. It's still going about, well, we're going 10 miles an hour right now. Okay, we're going to be hitting this bridge right here. This is what I was telling you about earlier. This is a span here that is pretty high, but you used to have to go all the way down to the bottom of this thing, which is quite a ways down, at least 80, 90, maybe 100 feet down. Hiker biker campsite. Woohoo! There you go. I don't know what the price is on that per night. I can look. Oh, we got some guy in a interesting looking bike right here. How we doing? Recumbent bike with a shell. Looked like something out of a James Bond movie. Some guy with a gray mustache in there. I couldn't see anything else. Uphill now, 5.8. This will get us up and out of the park. All right, I'm out of there. More roots. It is helpful when they paint those roots. You get an idea of when it's coming. Doesn't really matter there. You're going slow enough so you see it before you hit it. Okay, highway on the left here. We're almost to East Sequim Bay Road. Or is it West Sequim Bay Road? It would be on the west side of Sequim Bay. Find out in a moment here. Whoa, that's a huge one. Another road crossing. It is West Sequim Bay Road, according to the direction sign out on the highway. Buggy Road and Barker Road over there on the right. All right, get rid of that ring there. A little too high. Peter and Annette Nessie are the trail volunteers and adopters of this section. Stand up again. It'll be time for some water here pretty quick. So we're crossing West Sequim Bay Road. It's clear. Oh, that is a huge flag up ahead. At least it looks like it from here. Milepost 24, so it's 24 miles to City Pier in Port Angeles. The highway is up to our left, up above. Sequim Bay to the right. Slight upgrade here, so we're going about 11 miles an hour. All right, I just stopped here to change another battery, and sort of some bad news. It's not that big a deal, but one of the batteries I just tried to put in out of the 4 that I have, it is toast. I put it in, it didn't start the camera back up, and I'm thinking, that's odd, I wonder why it wouldn't do that. Well, when I tried to pull it back out, at the end of the battery actually started to come out of the end, and I barely got it out without it coming all the way off before it was stuck in the camera. So the good news is that I don't have to perform surgery to get that battery out of there, but I'm sure that because the end came out, it's not making a connection somehow. It's not grounded right. So we're on our last battery is what I'm trying to say, and so we're going to try to get into Sequim on this one battery, but this is going to be the end of the little ride today. We're not going to be able to show you all the way down to Port Angeles, so we'll just wrap it up at Sequim today, if we can even make it that far on this one battery. That section that we went on from Discovery Bay to the casino, Seven Cedars Casino at Blinn, was about 12 miles. And the rest, the whole section, if you would go from Discovery Bay to Port Angeles, is about 38 miles. Now we got pretty good rain going down right now, and that concerns me because I don't have the cover on the camera. I got an idea. I don't want to do that either. Let's say I've got a little piece of Gorilla Tape. I just don't want it going into the little battery hatch, this water of this little rainstorm that's a couple miles wide anyway. Okay, I got a real steep section coming, so I'm cranking the speed up so I can get a run at it. Milepost 23. And now let's switch to the first ring. All right. So we hoof it up this hill, and this will take us to White Feather Way, which is just east of Sequim. I'll go down a little bit more. Somebody pulling off the road onto the parking area right ahead. Oh boy. Get across this here. Alright, well, I made it through that. I plowed up that hill pretty good. All my squats and lunges are working. Okay, back onto the trail again. Johnson Creek Trestle is right here. It is the highest trestle on the peninsula, I think. I can't gawk too much and look down because I can't even see the bottom. It's got a good surface. This tar paper is pretty secure. It's more than 100 feet high off of this trestle. Yeah, this rain isn't going to last long because we've got sun on the other side of it. After all, it is against the law for it to rain in Sequim. The big, what do they call it, the blue hole. Ooh, yeah, I just barely made it up that. Come on, legs. There we go. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Come on, hook in. There we go. That's another thing I forgot, my leg strap. Keep my pant leg out of the chain. This section was redone for some reason. It must have been washed out, I think. Picnic table and a bike sculpture. Very cool. And another pretty steep hill. Gardner Road. Outpost 22. Pretty much stopped raining now. Now a little intersection we've got to cross here for Simdars Road, which is the east entrance of Sequim from Highway 101. That's fresh asphalt right there. Very fresh smelling. We don't go that way. I can see how people would go right into that gate. My goodness. I got two joggers ahead, one on each side. Okay, she sees us and we're going over, so that's gonna work. Good morning. So this is the trail entrance into Sequim. And we'll be taking a right-hand turn. It goes into Carrie Blake Park and then goes down the streets of Sequim for quite a ways. Finally comes out at Railroad Bridge Park at the Dungeness River. So I think what we're going to do right now is conserve a little battery so we can bring you a little bit more later, and that way we can have a little bit more coverage on our video today. Okay, we're back on now. I've got a update on what we were doing when the camera was off. Went through the populated area of Sequim, stopped, had lunch, now back out on the trail again and heading towards Fort Angeles. Beautiful fields out to the right. And I've turned our limited camera battery on at this point because I want to show you the upgraded experience through the Railroad Bridge Park and the Audubon Society Center. Because they put a new bridge section in, and so it's different than on any of our other videos. Hello.
Hello.
It's now about just before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We got a pretty strong headwind. All the rain seems to have passed. A lot of blue sky out to the right, to the northwest. Excuse me, there's still quite a lot of clouds though towards the mountains. Must be some sort of a elementary school class down here at the new center. those swallows flying, sparrows, I guess. Oh, we've got lots of kids right here. We're gonna have to slow way down. I may even have to get off the bike. And this building is all new. Dungeness River Nature Center is called. That's interesting over there. Take a look at that building. And oh yeah, oh, I love this. This is great. Let's do a sound here. Hi there. And what they did is they restored the side channels over here. Wonderful. Oh my goodness. This used to be on the right used to be the old entrance to the parking area, and now it's a restored river channel. That'll help the fish habitat. There's a lot of walkers in this area. We're gonna have to sound again. Hello. An amazing bridge.